I don't even know where to begin with this, really. We just got home from an absolutely brilliant Christmas party organised by the Central London Global Ambassador for Pokemon Go. And this morning I got up really, really early. I think it was about 5:30. I thought, I just don't have a thing to wear that's Christmassy. What should I do? Because Harvey and Joseph really wanted to go to this thing, and I thought, what can I do? I remembered about 3 Christmases ago in the sale online, I bought this red sparkly, I don't know if you can see the sparkles, it's very, very sparkly. I bought this red glitter, I don't know if you can see the sparkles, I can't tell. But I bought this red Lion brand yarn, Thick and Quick, Woolies, I think, I forget the Woolies Thick and Quick. And I paid about just under £2 in money per ball. So I bought 3. And I think with the delivery at the time, I think the whole parcel came to less than £10. It was around the £8.50 mark. And I had put this away, and I was, when we were decorating the Christmas tree yesterday, family event, I sat down for a few moments and I remembered this wall. And I thought, oh, I wonder if I've got time to make something. So I got up this morning and I knitted this. And it is fully reversible, very stretchy, and it's just gorgeous. So it basically kept me really, really warm walking around Regent's Park, playing with the Pokemon community, because I could breathe in like this. I was breathing in my own air, not the freezing cold. It also kept my ears really warm. And I knitted it all this morning before getting dressed and leaving. We left just after 12, and I couldn't also believe that I bought this in April, this headband, but they're the same colour. So amazing. And I had so many people comment about my Christmas knit. And when I said, I knitted it this morning, Louis, I knitted it this morning, I think they thought I was joking, but I actually did knit this by hand this morning on Knit Pro Zing 8mm needles. The ball band states 9mm for this yarn, but I wanted it to be really warm, so I did this kind of ridging, and it's double-sided, so it's completely reversible, and it's got this absolutely gorgeous edge. And I used 1 ball plus a tiny bit. So I believe the ball is about 86 meters. I reckon I've used just under 100 in total. And you can see that it's quite giant. It's quite big. I got a bit carried away towards the end, thinking I wasn't sure if it was big enough. So I thought, I'll do a couple more bands. And then it got to the time when I really did have to put my clothes on, and we really did have to leave. We were 6 minutes late when we got there, but we still was in all the publicity photos. I'm featured right in the front of the photos, the group shots. So when they come through, I'll share them. But yeah, it was amazing, and the absolute icing on the cake. Without even meaning to. I mean, okay, it was semi-deliberate, but I was queuing up because we spent like 3 hours in the park first as a big community, and then we went, they hired the downstairs of a bar in Great Portland Street in central London, and there was food and quizzes, and Harvey made it to the leaderboard of the quizzes. I came nowhere. I think I was sort of like averaging about 62% of correct answers, but it was fun. It was so much fun. And we got crackers. I haven't pulled them yet. Harvey and me brought ours home to put on the tree because it was so special. But the absolute icing on the cake, there is a Pokemon that we can't get here in England. The only way we can get this Pokemon is if we meet someone and trade with them, right? So I'm queuing at the bar, and leaning on my right shoulder, there's these two guys, and so I'm at the bar, I'm waiting to get Harvey a drink and Joe, and I'm standing there, and they're kind of like pushing me a bit like that, but there was a bar stool sort of here, so I couldn't get pushed anymore to the left. So I leant back and said, "You haven't got a Taurus, have you?" And he looked at me and was like, "I do. I brought some with me from back home. I'm Australian." I said, "I know. I heard your accent. I just thought I'd ask. Shy bands getting out and all that, as they say in the north of England." And so we traded. And it meant that my elevation in the game is like, I was like a demigod. It's like all these people, even on the platform of the tubes on the way home, people were coming up to congratulate me and ask me, "You got your Platinum Kanto medal," which basically means I have every Pokemon in the original 151 set. And as I only started really playing this game in July, at the end of July, after my daughter's wedding, that's fairly epic, really, because I went up to level 44 on Sunday, just a few days ago. What are we, Saturday? 6 days ago. But it was the middle of the night, so really Monday. So we're on day 6 now. But yeah, I felt quite drunk on happiness, like, just because the thrill. And like, there was all these like professional players in there and people who have been playing since 2016 and, you know, really into sort of like, sorry, I've got the dog because I've got my coat. You're leaning on my coat so I haven't got chained. I've just come in. But yeah, so today's been pretty epic. I made friends with some people. We walked in and I walked straight to a table where I saw some seats and I said, "Can we join you?" And they were such lovely people. She's been on MasterChef last year. And so we exchanged phone numbers, we exchanged ideas, we're batting backwards and forwards. They travel into London every time there's a big event, so we'll be seeing them again, and we're going to meet up and form a team. And then I met a German boy, came up, he was about 14 years old, I think he said, came up to ask me about my medal. We went to see my medal, and on the platform of the station, we were talking to lots of people, and he told me that because he's lived in different countries like Poland, Germany, Saudi Arabia, he mentioned a couple of others, he hasn't gone to school. So I got talking to him about homeschooling, and he said he goes to this centre to do the maths, for scientific maths, because he wants to qualify in scientific programming just like Harvey. And the school where he goes, the teacher, the tutor that he has, It's like 2 stops from me on the underground. Like, today has just been epic. I cannot show you this tree because I have put surprises on it for my Christmas guests. And I don't want to do a reveal, but I'm so excited. It took me 5 hours to do this last night. Fabi and Harvey started off with the tinsel and the general bigger pieces, and then I sat with a needle and thread, mohair. It was a dark green mohair that I had a scrap yarn, scrap ball of. I sat here in this spot with stitching the glass ornaments onto lamps, and I've actually stitched them in. And we moved the table. The kitchen is completely clear. It looks gorgeous. And coming in tonight, it just felt so like, yeah, I really needed today. After everything that's been happening, and we did actually have to leave early. Part 4 of the quiz was about to start. And I went to the organiser, great big hugs, you know, and I said, I'm ever so sorry, but Joe's starting to feel sick. I think I better get him on the tube and get home because it's going to take us a little while to get home. And he said, oh, you guys can join him when you get there. So the boys are on the web joining in remotely. And I've come on here to have a chat with you. But yeah, we can't really get this wool in England. I remember when I ran knitting groups back on Yahoo back in the day, and then LiveJournal and various other platforms, Ravelry, my groups on Ravelry. I remember people in the US talking about this wool quite a lot. Like it's quite popular, quite something that's readily available. Red Heart, Barat, I don't know how you say it, Barat. Canon Simply Soft, Karan Simply Soft. They're not really mainstream here. So when I picked this up, and it was like £2 a ball, because I think I did look briefly before I went out, and it was like £13 something a ball if I wanted to buy more of this. Now I do have one more whole ball on my bed, and about 90% of one, because I only used a tiny bit just to finish it off. But I have enough. So basically what I want to do is a little video showing you how to make this, because it's very, very, I mean, I did it this morning. Like, I really did sit there. And I'm pretty sure you could do this on a loom as well, because it's knits and pearls done in a specific way. And at the end of each, so there are a couple of awkward stitches if you're not familiar with them. So we've got knit through the back of the loop and passing slip stitches purlwise, and that's basically it. And then knits and pearls to form these beautifully stretchy. I mean, I probably could double this up if I think I probably could. It's that stretchy. But the idea, my thinking behind it when I designed it in the middle of the night, as you do, have ideas as you sit down, quite late. My feeling was when I walk around Regent's Park to do these events, my ears get hurt. They're very sensitive. So I wanted something that just sat there. I didn't want anything pressing on my ears, because it's bad enough, these headbands, you know, they squash behind your ear. But I just wanted it to sit there, right? And I also wanted to be able to breathe warm air. That was my thinking. And so this was absolutely perfect. It did everything that I wanted it to do. It feels just amazing to wear. I'm so proud. So basically, I've been thinking about this all day in the background on a separate channel while I've been, you know, little demigodding around with my medals. But I'll do a video showing you, possibly tomorrow, I don't know. I may do it later on. It's, my son Leo is going to do the dinner for everyone tonight, so I don't need to, so you never know. But yeah, it is really, really, really well shaped, and I just absolutely love it. Probably could have gone a bit smaller so that it sat more there. And because also I put it on straight off the needles so it wasn't blocked. So I have a feeling it's going to grow when I do block it, because it's wool. It's wool. I think 80% wool and acrylic. 20% acrylic. And then these glitter. I really don't know if you can see the glitter. I can't see. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, it's really, really sparkly. And people were commenting Christmas knits, you know, and talking about it, which made me really happy. So today's been lovely. Joseph, unfortunately, started to feel pain, so we did have to leave early and come home. But to be fair, I am feeling really tired. Not mentally or anything, but just... It was freezing in the park. It wasn't when we left, but sort of about 3:45, the temperature really dropped, and it started to get really, when we were walking to the party, when we were walking to the indoor bit, it was actually freezing. So I was really grateful that I took the time to do this, and yeah, just a really lovely day. And I feel really good, and I really did need today. It's kind of like provided balance with everything that's been happening to and from the hospital non-stop. And we're going again on Thursday for Joseph, and they are talking about this tubing going in his eye, and I really don't... My gut instinct is still on fire about it. If you've seen previous videos, you'll know that my gut instinct was just... It just was going off like flares, like warning flares were going off. That this was a really bad idea. And I believe that we've got to the stage where Joseph himself now is agreeing that he doesn't want this to happen. So Thursday when we go, the idea was that they do the checkup, they check his medication, make sure he's, you know, because it's stabilised with this new set that he has, these drops. He's got 6 different drops. So everything's stabilised. So we want to kind of keep it that way. But the idea was that they book him in for surgery at the start of the new year. Now, they've pretty much admitted that they damaged the lens at the front of his eye, and it's banging on and it's caused some damage to the cornea. So the lens needs to come out. But that's all that needs to happen. We don't need all this other nonsense. The lens can come out, and then in 6 months' time or so, he can see about having a new lens, just like before this nightmare started. But I feel really bad for him because this started in May, and we're now at the end of the year. The end of the year is the beginning of the new year is swiftly approaching, and I feel really bad for him because he's done so well with withstanding all of this. Like, he's gone up to like over 80 hours of invasion in his eye. Like, somebody literally touching, poking, injecting, scanning, putting in drops in the eye. 80 hours since the start of November. Never mind about all the things since May. This is just since November the 4th. And so I really don't, it's inspiring, because on the one hand, he's at home. When he's at home, he's quite gloomy, and he's but on the other hand, this is a massive, massive, massive thing, and it's a huge achievement that he's still upright, smiling, really embracing everything as best he can. He didn't want to let Harvey down today, and he really wanted to go, and he made a real effort. He joined in with the quiz, even though the writing was quite small. I used my magnifying glass on mine. But he joined in the quizzes. He embraced people, people were talking, people were complimenting him on his hat. I mentioned that he'd had surgery, so he was feeling a bit uncomfortable, and people were just lovely. Community, yeah, it was nice. And I brought the crackers home because, well, people think these sort of things are a bit naff, right? But I don't go to many things, and it just felt a bit special to bring it home, and I'm going to stitch it in there. I'm going to stitch it in to the tree. And Harvey thought it was a lovely idea as well. And also, when I came home, this was waiting for me on the steps. It's the vinyl Christmas window stickers from my bay window, because I'd kept the ones from last year, but they weren't really sticking yesterday, so I very quickly ordered these. They're like £5 or less than £5, next day delivery, free delivery. So there's several sheets in here. So tomorrow we'll do window decorating. I think we need daylight to shine through the window to be able to do these properly. I remember from before, but we can make it look really nice. And there's like a picturesque window above my front door that someone can climb up with a ladder. Oh, and the other great thing, my daughter-in-law Fabi, she helped with this, the first phase before dinner, and then I carried on after dinner, but the bit before dinner, and she confessed that she's never decorated a Christmas tree before, so I took photos and she looked so happy. And yeah, really, the last, the last 24 hours has just been beautiful. Do I know what I'm cooking for Christmas dinner? Somebody, very good friend of mine, has sent a WhatsApp, which I saw as I was getting on the train this lunchtime. They'd be interested to know what I'm cooking. I have no idea, because it's like Christmas Day every day in my house, like fresh, organic food. Everything's wholesome, everything's single ingredient items, where possible. So I kind of am feeling towards certain areas, but I will see. I will see what fresh abundance I can find Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and then I'll decide. So there's still ages. There's still over a week. That's ages. So yeah, happy Saturday. And I will do this for those of you who want to have a go, because really, I could have gone up the road and bought a naff Christmas jumper from one of the kind of like budget shops, but this is so much more me. And it really did, it felt really nice. Because the first half of the first 3/4 of the event was outside, and then we went to the inside bit. And so this sort of like transitioned really, really well. And it was lovely. It was just lovely getting compliments and people coming up and asking me about it. Especially the edging, because it's really hard to do beautiful edging sometimes. And I was very rushed this morning. I had a feeling I could do something in the time. And when I was taking off the needles, I was so excited. And I just put it straight on and we left. So it's had no blocking or anything. And you can see how big it is. It's very, very, very stretchy. So, yeah, I'm over the moon with that. Could have gone a bit smaller, I reckon. But so far, it's beautiful. Completely reversible. See, I can turn it inside out and it looks exactly the same. So, yeah, over the moon with this. Over the moon with my medals. Just had such a great time, and I really needed it. I really needed to feel part of something and included and involved, and the energy and everything is just so special. I'm just so thankful. But yeah, so I'll do this and I'll be back. Bye for now.